Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the PlayVS Spring League of Legends Season, Week 2. This week you have got Lake Stevens High School versus James Madison Preparatory School from Arizona. We have a very slight roster adjustment today. One of our players, Frostwolf, or Wolf, nothing really crazy. Donk, or OSU Legendary, who used to be playing ADC for the last couple weeks. He was out last week. He'll be swapping into the top role today. Ninjas, who was playing top for the last several weeks, is going to be rolling into the jungle role for today. And ever since wrestling ended a couple weeks ago, we now have Yankee, aka Wilson Twint, who is going to be rolling into ADC in that bottom lane. But support and mid remain the same. For the preseason, it was blind pick, but now that we get to draft pick, we get to actually see the process unfold in front of us. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into picks and bans. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, this is Lake Stevens versus James Madison Prep, a school from Arizona. James Madison Prep is over there on the left side of your screen. On the far right, that's Lake Stevens. Madison Prep is going to start off with their bans, followed by us. And the first pick, the first ban is Pike, which is probably a good decision for James Madison because Game and Printa is downright deadly as Pike support. Every time he has a bunch of good supports in his back pocket available to him. But yeah, Pike is definitely one of his most powerful. The second James Madison ban goes to Singed. I don't think Lake Stevens is super concerned about that ban, because that was really the main pick that OSU Legendary picked when he was playing ADC in bottom lane. I don't think that's really a champion that he prefers in the top lane. We'll actually see who he picks here. But yeah, that Singed pick was definitely an attempt to prevent OSU Legendary from doing what he does with Singed. He's had a couple deadly games, interestingly enough, as Singed ADC. Oh yeah, time for Dunkmaster Darius, top lane. OSU grabs that Darius pick. We have not seen OSU play top yet this season, and we haven't seen Ninjas play jungle yet this season. Not really sure who he wants to go with. I would probably expect him to pick Vi. He locks in Caitlyn, but I'm pretty sure he's grabbing that for Wilson Twint in ADC. Ooh, fellow spy from James Madison grabs Vi, so Ninjas is not going to have his Vi pick. But yeah, Ninjas is, I would be surprised to see Ninjas keep Caitlyn. I imagine he was grabbing Caitlyn to make sure that a future pick doesn't lock Lake Stevens out from that. Macho Waffles finally getting a chance to play his Cassiopeia. That has been banned out frequently. It was banned out last week, and I think it was just last week. Yeah, both games last week, Cassiopeia was banned. Lake Stevens now gets to put their last couple bans in. So Macho Waffles probably happy to finally have his hand on the reins of Cassiopeia once again.
I'm on to you.
A Twitch ban, interesting. Not really sure. I know, yeah, Boss Boy. He was kind of just messing around. And the reason he played so strong wasn't really because Singed is a good ADC champ. It's because OSU was really good. And he was supported really nicely by Game and Printa. But yeah, I think it worked out because there was a lot of CC. I believe the game that he was playing Singed ADC, he had a Nami support. I don't know where the Lake Stevens bans are coming from, to be honest. I haven't had a chance to look at the opponent's stats, but I would assume that Lake Stevens has looked at theirs and is kind of banning out champs. Either they just don't want to deal with, but probably more so that they see other players like to choose. Okay, there's a Warwick ban. That Warwick ban is interesting because, like I said, Ninjas is going to be playing jungle as far as I'm aware, unless they decided to change anything. But I don't know if that was one of Ninja's preferred jungle picks. Yeah, so Wilson Twint grabs Thresh. Wilson is not the ADC, so he's grabbing that for Game and Printa. I love a good Thresh pick. I think Game and Printa is pretty good with those hooks, but Pyke was banned out, so Thresh is a good pick for him. James Madison grabs Xayah, and then their last player is now looking at Taric. All right, now we're going to see, I think, the jungle pick come in. Game and Printa kind of has to choose the jungle pick for Ninjas, and then they're going to shuffle some champs around. That's kind of what I would expect here. Rammus, so we should probably see some champs start to... Yep, there we go. Thresh is now on... Or Game and Printa is now piloting Thresh. Wilson Twint grabs Caitlyn, and Ninjas will be jungling with Rammus. 2 to 3, 3 to 4 of the Lake Stevens players are floating in that top 5 spot. So I would expect to see a pretty strong performance from Lake Stevens again today. Let's go ahead and jump right into the action. All right, now we are 3 minutes behind, so I can say this. Lake Stevens loves to invade. They love to start the match with an invasion, so I would not be surprised to see that happen here. Yep, they're moving right into the river. They set up in the river, but it looks like James Madison has 3 people down in that jungle for a leash. They do know there's a word. There's a hook, a big hook by Thresh. There's a flash. Flash is gone. Potatoes is dead. First blood goes to Cassiopeia in the mid, and Lake Stevens chases them into that jungle. A great hook by Game and Printa. Huge. 2 flashes gone for James Madison, and Lake Stevens pushes the chase deeper into the jungle. Probably considering stealing this jungle buff here. A little bit of lag. Sorry, you guys. Probably considering... Oh, okay. Let me make sure everything's good. We're good. We're good. Sorry about that. This has been a pretty traditional game beginning for Lake Stevens throughout the season. It's very interesting to see it, honestly, because as I have said several times throughout this season, this Lake Stevens squad started esports in general, but specifically League of Legends esports, around this time last year. It was our very first push into esports, and when we played League of Legends, we got slaughtered. It was very, very rough for Lake Stevens. And I hate saying this because I don't want them to think that I'm like making fun of them or anything, because it's night and day difference now. But I really expected Game and Print, Macho Waffles, Wilson Twint. There were two different other players who were making up the 4th and 5th slot. I kind of expected them to not want to keep playing, because I will be honest, I don't think I would have wanted to play. League of Legends has such a steep learning curve, and we were playing against opponents who knew what they were doing, and no one likes to get trounced. But they didn't. These players have continued to grind for the last year, and their improvement has been enormous. And one of the things that happened to us during those first couple weeks is we got invaded a lot. We got invaded a lot in those first couple weeks. At least 2 games, we were spanked pretty early on with some jungle pressure that like my students didn't even know could happen. Like, didn't know that was a thing. So to see Lake Stevens now kind of putting the pressure on potentially new teams, whether they're new or not, but just jungle pressure at the beginning, invasions at the beginning, is pretty interesting to see. Game and Printa hoping for a hook. Tarek down there, and what's her name? Zarya? There's a hook. Nice hook. I don't think that's going to be enough. Big stun. Oh no, Macho Waffles here is in trouble. Oh my gosh! Oh no, Macho Waffles dies in the mid lane. Meanwhile, the smart camera decided to flash us down up to the middle, but Lake Stevens at this point, oh man, Ramus thought about it. He wanted to get in there, but I think mid had the foresight to know that that probably was a good place to get out. Zarya? Let's see, what's her name? Zaya. Alright. Game and Printa gives his life to let Wilson Twint get that pick down there. And it is 2-2. Lake Stevens has, at this point, given up about as many deaths as they have for the rest of the season. Wilson Twint pops the heal, able to get out of the way. Vi tries to get a gank down there in the bottom. Going to clear out that ward. It actually expires right before they can clear it out. OSU is keeping him kind of pushed out of that lane up there. In fact, look at this CS here. He only has 4 CS in the top lane. I think this is going to be a huge difference maker here for Lake Stevens. I think that Dabcats is a little bit afraid to come in, and I don't know if he's new. He gets a minion there, but he's only got 5 CS. That is not going to be the economy that he needs in order to put up a fight against OSU Legendary, one of the strongest players on the Lake Stevens squad. Lake Stevens finds this ward in the dragon. There are 3 players there. Potatoes goes in. I think he still has his flash. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. You hate to see it. There's a taunt. Game and Printa with a nice little flick there. The dragon is doing damage. Oh, there's a hook. He almost was able to grab Gumbola. Cassiopeia coming in from the mid. Little poison splash. Game and Printa gets a pick. There's a pick for Macho Waffles. Gotta keep Badger alive here. Game and Printa with some great CS. Wilson Twint does flash to get in there. They're all waiting for their cooldowns at this point. There's the hook. He gets the grab, and there's a kill for Macho Waffles. Lake Stevens comes out on top of that encounter. 4 kills, 0 deaths, miraculously. Some great stuns, pushes, and grabs by Thresh, and a good recovery from Macho Waffles, or some support pressure coming in from that mid lane. Ninja Waffles, Ninjas Invade has to be careful here. I know you're tanky, man, but don't die to the dragon. Goes and eats some fruit. Uh-oh! Okay, he's able to grab it. Game and Printa escapes. Oh, he does not escape. This is not good. 2 James Madison players in the jungle here. Yeah, Wilson Twin's going to go down. There's all 4 of them in that jungle now, although Lake Stevens does grab the dragon. Could have been worse. 2 deaths there is a bit of a bummer, but trading out 2 deaths for a dragon and what could have been 3 deaths, I think, is a win at the end of the day. Dabcats is somehow staying equally leveled here, but OSU Legendary at this point is landing some gnarly hits on him. Meanwhile, James Madison is chunking away at this bottom turret. They get that first plate. And Wilson Twint, pressure is back in the lane. Gets poked by Zaya. And bottom lane probably going to be going back here. Macho Waffles slightly under Potato's level here. OSU clearing out some minion waves under the tower up here at the top. He's able to get his own plate. Spry grabs the blue buff in their jungle. Game and Printa looking for a hook here, I think. Pushes into that forward bush and then pulls back. OSU is going back. Game and Printa keeping that pressure, zoning them out of their creep score here so they can't get any gold off of these kills. Looks like they warded that tri-bush, or they're hanging in the tri-bush. Just waiting to see what happens. Tarek puts a ward in that bush. Now Lake Stevens knows they're there. There's a hook. I don't think it's going to be able to really do anything with it, though. Nice bit of damage. But Wilson Twint is not level 6, so he can't do any long-range follow-up here. Ninja's is going to grab the crab here. Matcha Waffles, I think they know that Pharaoh Spry is there. Going to have an engagement here, although there's OSU Legendary. There's 1 kill for OSU. And a double kill for OSU. Man, OSU at the top right now. 3-0, 63 CS over 26 on, what's his name? Dabcat. Lake Stevens chips away the first plate on the bottom lane. Not really sure what Badger is doing here. Gets killed by Wilson Twint. And Lake Stevens now up 6 kills and 5k gold. Gonna grab the Rift Herald because they've got a lot of zone control and they've got some pressure. OSU Legendary up here is just a scary presence right now. James Madison does ping the area. I think they know that the Rift Herald's getting right now, I should say. Diana's coming in here. Looks like we get a kill in the bottom lane while I wasn't looking. And the Rift Herald for Lake Stevens. OSU is just doing some big pushes here. Some big pokes, I should say. Staying just out of turret range, not taking any damage there. Oh, now he's taking damage. Lake Stevens probably going to get another plate here. Vi looks like moving into position to gank in the mid lane. No, rolls down into the bottom lane instead. There's a plate for Lake Stevens. They have to be careful here. I hope they're sensing the grasp is closing here. Vi is coming in for a gank, although Vi's a little bit out of position here. They see Vi, but this might be actually... Oh no, Game Imprinta missed. He uses his ult. I think he still has his fling. And Lake Stevens is able to pull back to the turret, fortunately. Dabcat's pushed forward a little bit here. I think OSU's looking at a nice little kill here. Big swing. Big kill by OSU, and he's not even dunking. They know Vi's in the jungle, though. Thresh is chasing. Matcha Waffles knows they're there. Nice snag by Game Imprinta. Oh, he missed the hook! But that's okay, because here comes Matcha Waffles. I don't think Cassiopeia has any stuns. Wow, what a great snag by Matcha Waffles. Badger's going to go down as well, and Gumbola's going to have to retreat. A double kill for Matcha Waffles in the mid lane. And Gumbola rolls back to the tower. They want Gumbola. They've got her trapped under that turret. They just need a little bit of minion pressure here. There's the lamp for Matcha Waffles. He grabs it. Great play for Lake Stevens, and a nice snag by Wilson Twint. But now Lake Stevens needs to be careful here because James Madison has responded. 3 people in this bottom lane. Matcha Waffles rolls back up into the jungle, and Game Imprinta and Wilson Twint roll back to the tower. Lake Stevens up 10 kills and 8k gold. So far, they've been playing the objectives pretty well, although James Madison is in a pretty good spot here to potentially grab this dragon with 2 Lake Stevens players going back. Ninjas checks just to see what's up. Doing some ward clearing. James Madison, I think, positioning themselves for this dragon. But Matcha Waffle says, that's fine. I'll just take a plate. I'm happy with that. Gets the plate. Senses the pressure coming in. And James Madison doesn't go for that dragon in the end. Okay. They are positioning for the dragon again. I think they got scanned there. Yep, Lake Stevens knows that they're there. Hoping to grab Dabcats here. They're going for the gank. There's the Rift Herald. A stun outside of turret range. That's big. Big kill by OSU Legendary. James Madison pushing in for the tower. Lake Stevens does knock down that top outer turret. But I think James Madison is probably going to get the dragon here. Yep, they do grab the dragon. And Wilson Twit out of position. Game Imprinta hiding in the bush. Using his stuns. Oh, nice little explosion there to get out of the way. Fortunately, no deaths there, but they do lose the dragon. But I think Lake Stevens is probably happy taking a plate and 2 turrets out here with that Rift Herald uninterrupted rolling down the top lane. They are now on the inhibitor turret in the top lane. And Gumbola's out of position. If we can get a hook here from Game and Print. Oh, he goes a little bit too far out to the side. Nice job from Ninjas, using that Rammus taunt to keep people just where he wants them. Game Imprinta looking for a hook, fishes but does not grab it, just out of range. That turret is almost dead. There's a kill for Wilson Twint. Game Imprinta, gotta be careful here. Meanwhile, my camera whips me over here to a pretty tanky battle for OSU Legendary. He does so much damage with that big swing. And meanwhile, Game Imprinta stays alive down here. Like Stevens up 15 kills, 13k gold. This bottom outer turret is about to fall. Game Imprinta has to be careful here. Oh, it's the hook! Big hook! That was crazy! Beautifully timed right as the turret fell. It looked like Vi was about to use the glove to fly away, but Game Imprinta grabbed the max range hook. James Madison kind of hovering in this bottom jungle. Game Imprinta doing what a good supports do, clearing out some wards while he's got some time. Just ward sweeping, check, check, check. Does see a ward, does pop it. Nice job. And OSU Legendary right now is currently chewing his way through this top lane. OSU currently 6-0. Macho Waffles 6-1. Wilson Twint 7-1. And Thresh with 13 assists. Right now I feel like Ninjas in the jungle is Rammus. The main thing that he's contributing is the quick recovery time and the taunts. James Madison now got 3 people in this mid lane. You'll see that we've got a level 6, level 7, and level 9. That is a rough go because we've got the support at level 8. ADC's at 9, tops at 12, and mid's at 10. I think Lake Stevens has definitely got a nice little level advantage right now. Looks like Ninjas is grabbing the Rift Herald while he's got a chance to do so. OSU covering in the jungle. That turret is almost gone. I think Lake Stevens is positioning for a gank here on this turret. James Madison goes in. There's a couple ults that are thrown in there. A big stun by Game Imprinta. He uses his ult, drops that box of doom. OSU Legendary is coming in from behind. Although Wilson Twint is killed for his efforts, but OSU Legendary here is here to clean up some of the action. Game Imprinta asking for some help. Actually, he was looking for a way to hand off that kill to someone else, but instead he takes it. And in the meantime, Ninjas is probably going to be able to grab that Rift Herald without much of an issue. Lake Stevens takes out the middle outer turret, and they are rolling right into this middle inner turret. Almost with the snag on Pharaoh Spry. Game Imprinta takes the first shot, gives OSU enough time to do some big damage there, and Macho Waffles clears out the rest. Grabs the Lantern Ride back out to the turret. Ninjas is pushing this top lane. Wilson Twint rolling back into the bottom lane. Lake Stevens in a dominant position right now. 19 kills up, 16k gold up. And there's that Rift Herald in that top lane. Gonna be slamming into that tower right now. Almost takes it out. OSU is here now. Turret's down. He has free reign. He's gonna get Badger. He's going toe-to-toe with Pharaoh Spry. He's doing so much damage per hit, though. There's the dunk. He's got so much right. Oh my god. Big ults from James Madison, and they rebuff the Lake Stevens push. Some good stuns there. Who was that? I believe that was Yone. Yone's ult, I believe, was the thing that was doing all that stun there. Like Steven says, that's fine. That's fine. We still got 19 kills. We're going to grab this dragon. They do want to grab the dragon as quickly as they can because Potatoes now knows they're there. That's their second dragon. They've got their second Rift Herald now done. Like Steven's doing a great job of keeping the objectives on their side right now. See Zhonya's Hourglass. Wow. Zhonya's Hourglass for Cassiopeia. Rapid Fire Cannon for Wilson Twins. Getting some larger items in their inventories now. Looks like OSU's rocking the Triforce. Ninjas gets the taunt. But Potato is able to get out of the way. Dabcats does retreat. They get a hook on Potato. Big slam from OSU Legendary. Swings. Double slam on Yone. Big slam on Gumbola. He's going. Big slam. The quadra kill. OSU Legendary. Darius. Dunkmaster Darius. He wants the penta. Oh, I don't think it's going to be enough. He wants it so badly, but the time is already gone. The penta kill from OSU Legendary. Beautiful, beautiful to see. I thought that the time was going to run out. I thought that he was out of time. But you saw the Lake Stevens squad say, all right, fine, we'll give it to you. We'll position and let you have it. Lake Stevens now barreling in. They've got 2 inhibitors down, and they are pushing in on these Nexus turrets. Game Imprinta snags one with the hook. Oh my gosh, so much damage right now, but a nice lantern throw in there by Game Imprinta, using for that armor there, and Lake Stevens actually doesn't lose any players, even though that was a big engage by James Madison under the turrets. A big lantern throw by Game Imprinta gives the armor to keep them alive just long enough. Game Imprinta tanking some shots right now. One turret does go down. Wilson Twint sniping from the background. Game Imprinta flashes out. OSU big swing and a dunk. Hooks, swings, dunks. And that is another ace. Lake Stevens now barreling down the gates. Getting some GGs, although Lake Stevens being a little bit gutsy here. They do get their Nexus. And the first game goes to Lake Stevens, up 38 kills to 9, 47k gold to 27. An incredible win for Lake Stevens. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we had our first League of Legends pentakill, Lake Stevens pentakill on stream happen right there. And it only makes sense that it would be the Darius slam down. Macho Waffles in the chat going, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Let's move into picks and bans. Looks like James Madison is going to be banning first again. Last time, Macho... No, Darius, for you, OSU. Yeah, that makes sense. I would probably have done that as well. You only have to get pentakilled by a champion once to go, maybe we won't let that happen again. Macho Waffles in the Twitch chat considering the Orin pick.
I hear you.
Macho Waffles kept getting banned out of Cassiopeia last week, so he kind of picked Ornn as a joke last week in the game 2. That's Ornn mid, and kicked butt as Ornn in the mid lane. So he's considering the Ornn pick, although I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. They may try to prevent Macho Waffles from getting Cassiopeia again, and if they do, then I don't know. Like, either they'll try to ban him out, or they will try to snag him. James Madison grabs Caitlyn there. Honestly, not that big of a deal for Wilson Twint. Pretty confident with pretty much any 80s he can get his hands on. And OSU Legendary snags Pyke, which surely he will be handing off to Game Imprinta. Ninjas swaps over to Vi. I think he probably would have felt more comfortable with Vi in jungle anyway. But it got banned out, so he's able to snag it that time. And Lake Stevens not at all concerned about that Thresh pick because Game Imprinted doesn't need Thresh if he has Pyke. Macho Waffles does lock in the mid lane Ornn pick, which was his strongest performance of the season last week, I feel like. I mean, he's had some good Cassiopeia games too, but honestly, I feel, I've said this before, I think a lot of our players are pretty evenly matched, but I feel like our opponents frequently have a strong player in the mid lane. So even though our squad is pretty frequently like winning the top engagements, winning the bottom engagements, winning the jungle engagements, mid seems to be the matchup that is the most difficult for us. Not that we are losing, but that it is even. So when Mancho Waffles plays Cassiopeia, it feels like he's kind of even with his opponent. Last week, when he pulled out Ornn, it was not even. It was pretty one-sided. Macho Waffles was pulling off some crazy mid lane Ornn plays. Looks like we have a Tristana ban, which is interesting. That is definitely, I think, one of Wilson Twint's preferred champs. So now he doesn't have Caitlyn available to him, or Tristana, or Miss Fortune. So Wilson Twint right now, I was going to say, might go Jhin. I think that's probably the last one. It's really hard to ban out. Yeah, it's really hard to fully ban out an ADC player because there's so many viable picks that are not that crazy to learn. I feel like Jhin is probably one of the most technical ADC picks over Miss Fortune or Caitlyn or Tristana. We've got a Volibear and a Fiora grab for James Madison. And I think the only champ we have left to pick is the top champ. Game Imprinta is going to be grabbing whatever champion OSU Legendary wants. The Orianna ban makes sense because Orianna is a champ that Macho Waffles likes to play in the mid lane. Interested to see the Lilia grab for OSU in the top. I have not seen OSU play Lilia before. He's going to be going up against Fiora in the top. This new boot goofing. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Remember, our match is 3 minutes behind what's actually happening. Looks like Lake Stevens remains in the red in the top, while James Madison remains in the blue at the bottom. Interested to see if Lake Stevens decides to invade again. It looks like they are pinging the jungle, so they probably are going to invade but not go through that mid bush. Game Imprinta pushes out. Okay, they are going to invade again. This is big. They find a ward. Okay, now James Madison knows that they're there. I think they're still going to go for it. They've still got... This might be a 3v3, though. They know Game Imprinta's there with the Pyke. 4 Lake Stevens players floating around in this jungle. 3 James Madison. I think they're just going to play defense. They may just give up this buff, especially because Volibear is sitting in the top. Okay, Lake Stevens now knows that they've got plenty of wards. You can see the ward pings in there. They're just going to pull back. They've scared them, and now they're going to pull back. I think that's the smart play. I think Lake Stevens likes to pop a couple sneaky invades and surprise jumps. But it's hard to rely on that frequently, and it can also be a pretty darn good way to lose a good beginning engagement. Right now, at the beginning of the game, obviously, this isn't like rocket science or anything, is the time when these two teams are going to be the closest, and so it's the time where the risk of, giving the other team a large advantage to keep going is at its greatest. So I think Lake Stevens is smart here to just... get a little pressure in there, say hello. Badger is clearing out some wards down there, though. It's interesting. Nice thing about Pyke is he does still have that hook. Man, OSU still doing so much damage up here. In fact, I think that cat plays may have to just sit under the turret. There is a hook. They do grab the Thresh. Oh my gosh, so much damage. He gets... Oh, he didn't get it through the heal. That was so huge for James Madison. I can't believe he got that heal off in time. That was big. That was really big. Lake Stevens does force Thresh to burn all of his summoner abilities, but they are going to get some uninterrupted time in that lane now that Thresh goes down there. OSU has to be careful here. Great stun. Slow. OSU pulls back and around. Chases PlayVS back into the bush. And Macho Waffle's doing some big damage to Potatoes here in the mid. Vi wards that top bush. Runs into Volibear. Uh-oh, it's not good. Gets the first blood. Retreats back to OSU Legendary. Potatoes has got to help him out. Oh, big save! Ninjas gets out of there with some help from OSU and from Macho Waffles in the mid lane. Gonna take a little crab for his efforts. That's big. Lake Stevens is now up 2-0. Looks like meanwhile the bottom lane has gone back to buy. Not really sure what Macho Waffles is doing. I don't think Game & Printers has used his hook yet. There it is. Nice snag. Nice throw of the trap by Wilson Twint to get a little bit slow there. And they are able to clear out that support in the bottom lane. OSU Legendary says, yeah, I'll take this engagement. I'm happy about this engagement. He's got some minions on with his help now. They are able to pull out. Game & Printer lands another hook. And gives the kill to Wilson Twint. Right now, 2-0 for Wilson Twint. 2 assists for Game & Printa. Dabcats might die to minions here. Oh no. Oh no. There's the hook on Thresh. Man, Game & Printa landing so many engagements right now. He grabs his first kill. And Ninjas jumps into this mid lane on Potatoes. Potatoes is able to get out of there. But right now, it's all about this mid lane. 3 out of the 5 kills belong to Wilson Twint and Game & Printa. A deadly dynamic duo right now. Game & Printa with those deadly hooks. Ah, he did throw that one, but missed it. The camera flashed away for a second. Meanwhile, PlayVS jungle does come in, although Ninjas Invade is there. They know he's there. They engage. They jump in there. It's going to be a 2v3. They go right in on PlayVS. Game & Printa's taking some damage from Gambola. And they're going to pull back. They're happy with the jungle gank. I don't think they really have the cooldowns they need. And they are going to be going for this first dragon. Although I think Gambola is aware of what's going on. Wilson Twint decides to keep some pressure in the lane just to be safe. Badger knows what's going on, I think. They have a ward there. They know he's there. Game & Printa makes a smart call and stands in the way of any hooks. Ninjas jumps over, doing a bunch of damage right now. Badger is going to go down. Ninjas gets over. They're able to get 1 kill, and Ninjas is able to get out of there without getting killed himself. Close, scary play there. But Lake Stevens does grab the kill, and they do grab the dragon for their efforts. Right now, Thresh is level 2. This bottom matchup has just been absolute torture for James Madison right now. And OSU Legendary absolutely holding his own right now. Lake Stevens is up 7 kills to 0 right now. 12k to 7k gold. Macho Waffles still doing just fine here. He's got 1 kill under his belt as well. Gets stunned. Not able to close in on Potatoes. OSU says, you know what? I'll take this engagement. He is happy to go for the level 4 Volibear. He's probably not going to go for the 2, though. He does go for the 2. He gets it. I think he got it with his Ignite. He might even go for Dabcats here. No, he has to be careful. He's at about 10% health. He decides to retreat back. Oh my gosh, OSU is so gutsy right now. Just dancing out in front. A snag by Game and Printa. A heal from Gumbola. He's going to get out of there just fine. Lake Stevens is up 8 kills right now. OSU Legendary says, yeah, come and get it. Come and get it. I'm right here. Does not ricochet onto Gumbola, but we can see a big shot here. 1, 2. Oh, he gets it with the 4th. Ninjas ganks that top lane. Totally fine. Ornn knows he's there. And he grabs the buff for himself. Lake Stevens is absolutely running the show right now. A couple plates are now down on that bottom lane. Thresh still at level 3. Volibear level 4. Well met! Lake Stevens now grabbing a Rift Herald. First Rift Herald of the game. Game and Printa grabs the hook! It's not going to be enough to do a kill there, but a great snag between some minions. Lake Stevens still grabbing this Rift Herald, although OSU is keeping James Madison at bay. There's that Rift Herald. And OSU just trouncing up here, looking for Dabcats. Dabcats is doing I was going to say doing a better job, but that's not actually true. Dabcats is still struggling with the creep score game right now. And OSU is kind of having his way up here. Vi jumps in, and they're going to get a kill on Dabcats. 1 turret hit on the way out. Like Stevens keeping the pressure on Thresh. Forcing him back again. He's at level 4, and he's not able to get any in. A snag from Game and Printa. Oh, a big miss by Wilson Twit. That sucks. That sucks. Oh, there's the kill by Pyke. The execution. Great connection there. Game and Printa has to be careful. I think he knows that Volibear is there. Chasing deep into this mid lane. Macho Waffles pulls in the ult. Does connect. Bang, bang. Get in there, Macho Waffles. Boom! The nice connection in that mid lane. Macho Waffles' Ornn is pretty deadly. He's only 2-0, but he's doing a great job in that mid lane. He's got 20 minions up on his opponent. James Madison looks like they're going to be positioning for the dragon in another minute or so. Macho gets a turret plate. James Madison does have their way with this bottom lane for a moment. But there is that Rift Herald in that mid lane. Almost takes out the turret. It's 1 shot from dead. Game and Printa clearing out some wards in this bottom bush. Oh, that's not good. That's pretty scary, actually. He's able to pull out. Vi is within striking distance. Volibear rolling down the lane now. Rolling down the river. Rolling. Rolling. There's the dragon. Dragon spawns. Some confused pings by James Madison on that bottom lane. Game and Printa clearing out some wards here in the tri-bush, wanting to get some uninterrupted time with the dragon. Looks like Macho Waffles takes that middle turret at the same time that OSU takes a kill, but at the same time Fiora takes out Ornn. That's the first kill for James Madison, but Lake Stevens takes a turret, and they take the dragon for it. Ninjas is slamming now as Vi. 3-on-2 right now, but I think Lake Stevens would be pretty happy with this engagement. There's 1 kill. Looking for a hook. There's a kill by Game and Printa. There's the second kill by Game and Printa. The Pyke ults are so huge. And Lake Stevens now going to have time to churn out this bottom turret just fine, I think. When the next minion wave shows up. Got to be careful. They're taking some turret hits here. But Lake Stevens is now up 18 kills to 1 and 26k gold to 14k. That bottom outer turret is about to fall. Lake Stevens pretty severely out-leveling James Madison right now. Thresh, poor Thresh, having a really hard time in that bottom lane. Still level 5, hasn't even reached his ult yet. I love this Volibear skin. I love it so much. Man, seeing Vi makes me want to watch Arcane again. I loved that show. It was a great show. Alright. Badger's Thresh is now level 6. Looks like we're going to have a bit of an engagement here in this mid lane. James Madison is clumping together at the moment. But so is Lake Stevens. It looks like Ornn, I forgot, Macho Waffles and OSU have actually swapped. Ornn is now grinding through that top lane. Nice kill by Wilson Twint. Big stun by OSU. He's got to pull out. Got to be careful. There's the kill. And the ult comes out for Wilson Twint. 3 connections. 4 connections by Wilson Twint from downtown. Lake Stevens grabs another kill. Gimmin Printa is killed by the turret. He is finally slain. However, it is now Lake Stevens' turn to take this middle inner turret. And meanwhile, Wilson Twint is on a rampage right now. It's like he heard me. It's like he heard me mention his missed ult shots. And he just decided that he wasn't going to miss any this game. Lake Stevens up 20 kills on James Madison right now. Here comes Ninjas. He does miss, although there's a big Ornn ult. Beautiful connection. Oh, Thresh keeps him alive just a bit longer. They do get a kill. I think Macho Waffles might die to the turret. No, Ninjas does get out of the way. And here comes Gaimin Printa. Spell immune. Gotta be careful here. Alright, there goes 2 Lake Stevens players in that top lane. Some good ults. I think that was from Fiora. And James Madison does take that encounter over Lake Stevens. But in the meantime, looks like Lake Stevens might be positioning for this Rift Herald, although they probably shouldn't with 3 James Madison players here. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. Wilson Twint might look for an opportunity to steal this. Oh, they jump over onto Wilson Twint. And they get him. Oh, this is not good. Ninjas dives in. He does get a kill on Thresh, fortunately. Gets a double kill. I think they got the Rift Herald. No, Rift Herald is technically still alive, although Lake Stevens probably happy to get 3 kills instead of a Rift Herald instead. They get Gumbola. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that hurts. Oh. Oh, no. That is just the worst situation for their squad. Oh, that hurts. Last hit executed by the Rift Herald and hands the 1-shot Rift Herald to Lake Stevens, who just took a triple kill on the squad. I mean, I know that I'm kind of mourning, but obviously good for Lake Stevens, just painful to watch. Alright, Macho Waffles does pull out from under turret range there. He's going to be going in for potatoes. It's 3-on-1 right now. I don't know if they know it's 3-on-1. He is spell immune. Oh my god, the snipe from downtown! Let me see more of that! Let me see more of that. That was beautiful. Can't believe the camera almost took me away from that. Alright, looks like the dragon is up, I believe. Lake Stevens up 28 kills to 5, 39 gold, 39k gold to 29k. They are positioning to get Thewosbrai under this turret here. There's a stun. There's the root. There's the gank. OSU taking a bunch of damage from that turret, but Lake Stevens does take the turret by pushing down this mid lane. 4 Lake Stevens players pushing down this bottom lane. A hook from Badger misses. Although he does get snagged. Gonna get jumped on immediately. There's another kill. Game Imprinta rolls into turret range. Almost dies. That was scary. Game Imprinta and Macho Waffles and OSU all hurting, but definitely a good engagement for Lake Stevens. Decide to pull back. Meanwhile, Ninja's knocking on the door, taking out this inhibitor turret in the top lane. Nobody's really there to challenge him. Volibear is moving into position, but it's not going to be before. It is now 2v1. He's got 2 levels on them. He does so much damage to Potatoes instantly, although it's 3v1. He gets 1 kill. Is he going to be able to get out of here? I don't think he is. Nope, he is shut down, but he does get 1 kill, and Lake Stevens is going to grab the dragon in the meantime. OSU is 7-0-4. Ninjas is 12-2-3. Macho 2-1-5. He is not doing as much carnage as the other players, but he is the highest creep score right now. So he is definitely doing his farming job right now. Wilson Twint 7-1-12. And this feels a little bit silly to say, but Game Imprinta's Pyke, with not as many kills as he normally has. It's right around this time of the game, watching Game Imprinta play Pyke, that the KDA between Game Imprinta and Wilson Twint tends to shift. Usually up until this point, Game Imprinta is just supporting his ADC, but then it gets to a point where he gets his ults and he starts going to town like that, and he is suddenly the one who's getting all the kills. They are able to grab a kill there. They're going in on Badger. Badger has a lot of turret protection. Game Imprinta gets the kill, and Lake Stevens is up 30 kills right now. They dive in, grab another snag right there, and they throw the Rift Herald onto that bottom inhibitor. Turret takes out Game Imprinta. That's all 3 Nexuses are now down. 1 Nexus turret is down. Big kills right now. Not a wipe yet. There goes the last turret. And Lake Stevens now has every single objective destroyed. Just knocking down the Nexus now. 1 final ace at the very end. And that is a GG for Lake Stevens. You can tell that Ninjas is a lot more confident with Vi in his hands than he is with Rammus. Wilson Twint 10-1-15. Game Imprinta 7-3-12. And Macho Waffles with a nice assist count, but again, that probably the toughest matchup continues to be that mid matchup. Macho Waffles does just barely get the 1 gold, the 1 creep score edge over OSU Legendary. But Ninjas and Wilson Twint are the 2 largest earning players for Lake Stevens. But if you want to stay connected, follow the Twitch channel. Check out our YouTube channel, LSHS Video Game Club. Also check out our Twitter and Instagram handles, at esports_LSHS for updates. It's usually Twitter's normally where I update things. I'm not super great about staying on top of Instagram, but yeah, Twitter definitely the place to look for up to the minute updates. All right, that's it for me, you guys. I hope that you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time.